Hello, welcome back to the Retired Farm Boy channel. Today's video is something I thought I'd have a little fun with to see what kind of people are out there watching me that probably have done the same thing I have many times over as well, and that's picking up hay. So today's video is how many of you out there picked up hay in your younger days. So let's get into the little bit of skinny about picking up hay. As you know, my son, I showed a video 2 or 3 videos back of him picking up some hay with some equipment that he's bought this year to get in for picking up square bales. He's gotten into it pretty heavy. I think he square baled close to 20,000 bales this year, as well as rolled a bunch of hay as well, put it in rolls instead of square baling. But I wanted to talk about how things have changed in that. Back when I was young, in my teenage years and into my 20s, maybe even into my early 30s, I helped people pick up hay and straw. More so in my teens and early 20s, but I did do it every once in a while later on through the years. But it was totally manual back when I did it. Manual meaning manual. It was one of those jobs that you really had to be pretty desperate for money, or you was really wanting to help somebody to want to do it. It was very hard work, about as hard a manual work as there is farming wise. Typically when I was, I'm talking about in the late 70s here, you know, that's about all there was baling square bales. There was no hay rollers around my part of the country anyway during that time. They came along quickly after, but really nothing came out for many years that I'm aware of that really helped with picking up the square bales out of the field. So they would use teenagers and you know, people that they could find to help them pick up the hay once they baled it in the field. So an interesting story, I was 130 pounds when I graduated high school. So I didn't weigh nothing. I was little, I was wiry, they claimed, but you know, people would say that. But I guess that means I was stronger than they thought I was going to be. I don't know. But I still was not any good at all at throwing hay bales up onto the wagon. So typically you had a wagon or a trailer hooked behind a truck or a tractor. You know, you had a wagon which to begin with was about 3 foot off the ground, the bed of the wagon. And then hay bales, you know, were stacked up into 6, 7 rows when you finished the trailer. The worst job was being on the trailer because you were handling everybody's. You usually had 3 or 4 people possibly on each side of the trailer throwing bales up on there on the wagon. And so the stackers, it could be 1 or 2, were taking all of those bales, having to deal with them all and stacking them to load that trailer up. Now, that was the worst job. I did that enough, but again, you know, I wasn't very good at being able to pick stuff over my head and throw it up above me. So it was a difficult job. Throwing hay up onto the trailer for me was a chore as well. I could throw it, I could claim to throw it 3 bales high up on the trailer. So that would be the trailer, 2 bales of hay, stacked hay, and then I could throw it up to that 3rd level. I could get it sometimes up to the 4th level, but I was having to usually get help or throw one end of it up and then try to push it, and somebody on the trailer help me pull it over. I just wasn't good at it. So strength for me, or hold my beer moment, whatever you want to call it. At the end of this video, please stay tuned. I'm going to attempt to throw a bale of hay. Weighs 50, 60 pounds is what the hay that we've done this year weighs. And I'm gonna try to see if I can throw it 3 stacks high. And see if I can still do that. Likely, I'm not going to be able to. I'll be perfectly honest. But if I do, that's still not saying a whole lot because I'd be fresh. I'm only throwing 1 bale. You know, back in the day when you're picking up hay for 8, 10 hours a day, you did that all day. And so by the end of the day, your strength was gone. You know, you're tired, you're sweaty. Hay's very dirty, it's nasty. Anybody that's done that can tell you. So I've got a couple videos I want to show of my son picking up the square bales out of the hay, out of the field. And I'm going to tie those in, and then after that I'm going to do my feats of strength for you. But also in the comment section, I would love to get some comments of people that picked up hay when they were younger, probably, and how they went about it, and stories that they may have about it. Very hard work. So anyway, on to the videos. Getting ready to bale the last hay of the season. There's the hay baling and stacking rig that we got. There's the grandson, my son, and his best friend there, Tim. So we're all getting ready to watch the baler basically and ride around and follow things. So I'll follow along with you and give you a little bit of insight into this equipment that my son bought this year. It's a little bit different, but definitely makes the job a lot easier. This is the baling operation that my son bought the equipment to handle with. There's a tractor hooked to the hay baler. The hay baler is about this here, stacks it into bundles of 10, and then when the 10 are finished, it automatically will dump them. Got my grandson here riding around my toilet at the same time. So the operation of how it's working is just come up a chute and pushes them into rows based on where it needs to go. So you see the flaps, hopefully you can see the flaps on it that turn and force the bale to go at a certain track. I'm going to run behind him here and watch how he fills it up, how it dumps the bale bundle out when it's complete. Into a bundle of 10 hay bales, and now I'll show you the tool that picks it up and loads it onto the truck. So you can see that my son is in the skid steer. It's got an attachment on the front of it that pulls those 10 bales of hay together, and as you can see, it's wrapping a hay string around it so that it will load onto the trailer with ease. So I'll walk on over here to the truck and you can watch him unload it. So it puts a string around it so that those 10 bundles will stay together, and he's got a piece of equipment at the barn that he can pick up 4 or 5 bundles of 10 at one time and put them in the hay, into the hay barn. So that's the purpose of this, is to keep the hay rolls tight so that they will stack in the barn a lot better. You can see he's putting it up on the truck. There he goes again, off to get the next 10. Truck, moving it to around in the field to where he can be closer to load up some more of the bale bundles. Alright, so here I go. I'm going to try. I used to be able to do this. This is about as far as I could pick it up when I was in my late teens, helping people pick up hay. Never was very good at it. Worst job was really being on the wagon, because then you handled every hay bale that got thrown up there from different people walking alongside on 2 rows beside this trailer. So even though I couldn't throw the hay very well and hated picking it up, that was still a better job than being on the wagon. So here goes. Here's my hold my beer moment. Hope I don't throw my shoulder out or something. All right, I was actually still able to do that. And that didn't really hurt me any at all, so thankful for that. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time. Please subscribe if you would, haven't already, and hopefully you like this video, so give me a little thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. Thank you.